Welcome to the Hire Yourself podcast. Are you stuck in the corporate rat race, worrying about layoffs, and longing to take control of your destiny? This is the place for frustrated executives like you who want to escape the grind, live life on your own terms, and build wealth. Whether you're ready to make a full transition into franchise ownership or want to start building a side business along your corporate job, Pete guides you every step of the way. He'll talk about how to create career and income security, diversify your assets and income, and live life on your own terms. Your path to controlling your own destiny starts now.
Welcome to the Hire Yourself podcast. My name is Pete Gilfill. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm the best-selling author of the book Hire Yourself, and I'm a proud corporate escapee. I'm excited to be here with you today. And as we talk about this idea of the changing world, we're in a gig economy, and you're seeing more and more people start businesses. And one of the ways in which you can start a business is leveraging a franchise. Now, you see a lot of stuff where people are getting frustrated. Corporate executives are they can't take this corporate world anymore. And it's to the point where some of them are leaving the corporate world, wanting to take back control of their life, or simply put, take control of their destiny, live life on their own terms. And they certainly want to build wealth. So they want to be in control. Now, when we think about quitting a high-paying corporate job, there's a lot of things you got to consider. And I did this. I went from having a very high executive salary to leaving my corporate job to take back control of my life, and had no income. And I started and invested in a franchise business. And that was a big decision. So there's lots of things you got to consider when you are looking at leaving the corporate world and flat out just starting a business or investing in a franchise. And there are, I think, multiple different reasons why people are just saying, I'm done. I'm done with the corporate world. I want to take back control of my life. So I thought we'd talk about that today. So one is that many times when we're a corporate executive, we're not able to pursue our passion, or have purpose, right? We're certainly doing something for a corporation, but entrepreneurs like to follow or pursue their passions and work on projects that align with their values, their goals. And if your job doesn't do that, then that may be a reason why you want to just leave the corporate world and invest in a business. Another is that some people just want to have control. They want to have autonomy. And we learned a lot of this during the pandemic, right? People got to have a little bit more control of where they lived and a little bit more control of their schedule because they were working from home. So entrepreneurs have the autonomy to make the decisions, to shape the direction of the business. And this can be very empowering for them. Number three, what I like to think about is that when we work for a corporation, we are controlled by what we can make. In most cases, sometimes we have bonuses, but the idea is that there is a ceiling on what you can make. When you're an entrepreneur, you can decide what you want to make and then go build it to make that income, right? So there is unlimited earning potential when you're a business owner, and this has significant results. Or simply put, heck, if I'm working really hard, I'm the one getting rewarded for it, not somebody else. And so certainly the earning potential is a good reason, or a reason why people consider leaving their high-paying corporate job to invest in a franchise. Another is that, there is this idea that I can leverage my creativity, innovation. I can take something and I can look at it and I can make it better. And certainly we do that as corporate executives, but we are in complete control. And if we want to try a new technology, or we want to do something different in regards to the customer experience, we can do that, and we can leverage our, for lack of better terms, creativity. And I think about my buddy that had a salon suite franchise concept. And, bottom line is that it wasn't part of the business model, but he saw that his customers, the people leasing his spaces, they had to take towels home every night, wash them and dry them and fold them and bring them back every day. So he used his creativity, went out, hired a towel masseuse, bought a bunch of towels so that somebody could come collect those towels every night, wash them, dry them, fold them, and put them back in their suites. It was a very creative idea to solve a pain point. If you were part of a corporation, a lot of times you can't do that. And then certainly one of the reasons why I left the corporate world, walked away from my salary, all that kind of stuff, is that flexibility in regards to your schedule. So that if I wanted to go to my kid's soccer game, I could from that standpoint. Now, that doesn't mean I work less. I might have to get up earlier in the morning, get my work done do work after I got back from the soccer game. But the idea is you have a flexible schedule, and that's so important. And as we get into the corporate jobs, one of the other reasons why people is they want to continue to learn. I work with many candidates that say, Pete, I've been in the corporate world, but I want to learn about being an entrepreneur where you wear multiple different hats. You have multiple different challenges from that standpoint. And you develop all kinds of different skills, whether it's marketing, it is accounting from that standpoint, it is customer service. So you get a great education. You continue to learn about these different areas. And so it brings it all together when you are an entrepreneur. One of the things that I like, and reason why I left the corporate world, is that you can build a legacy. So as I build something, if I'm in a corporation, I'm building something, that's not a legacy for my family. But if I build a business of my own, it can be a legacy for my kids. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean my kids are going to go into the business, but they can if they choose to. But the idea is that I can leave them something after I'm gone. So they have something, call it generational wealth, is a big part of business ownership, in my opinion. And then another reason why to leave the corporate world, or why people are leaving the corporate world, is you get the opportunity to network and create connections. I like to call it being hyper local, right? When you're a corporate executive and you're working in these large companies, a lot of times it's hard to get connected in the community or be engaged in the community, like sponsor the local Girl Scout troop or the softball team or whatever it may be. You can be engaged, connected in the community, join the Chamber of Commerce. So another reason. And then bottom line is that we are in a changing world. And a lot of times we don't see these corporations changing fast enough, and they're getting cooked in the squat. It's absolutely amazing to me. And when you're a small business owner, you have the ability to change very quickly, whether it's leveraging AI with your marketing, whatever it may be. There are many ways in which you can be just a little bit more fluid, a little bit more adapting to change, so you can pivot faster, because I guess it would be a smaller ship to turn, for lack of better terms. And then another reason people leave their high-paying corporate jobs is they just want personal fulfillment. They want a sense of accomplishment, from building something from scratch to having a successful business where it satisfies customers. They've got happy employees. They're engaged in the community. So as we talk about this idea of leaving a high-paid corporate job to take control of your destiny, to live life in your own terms, to build wealth, certainly it is a risk, but it is sometimes a risk that is well worth it. If you are making more money, you have a more flexible schedule, you're building this legacy, bottom line is it's very rewarding, but you have to think about it very carefully. And that's it for the Hire Yourself podcast. Have an awesome day.
Thanks for joining us on the Hire Yourself podcast. Pete's here to help you break free from the corporate rat race, take control of your destiny, and finally live life on your own terms. Whether that's jumping into franchise ownership full-time or starting it as a side hustle. If this episode resonated with you, don't forget to subscribe, share it with a fellow frustrated executive, and leave a review to let us know your thoughts. Ready to start building your bridge to freedom? Visit hireyourself.com for resources, insights, and a clear path forward. Until next time, take charge, build your future, and live life on your own terms.